Just last week, I achieved a milestone of monetizing my second blog, my food blog, yummywholefoodrecipes.com, with an ad network. So today I want to share with you exactly how I did that and how you can make money blogging through an ad network in 2024. My name is Christina Dennis, and I've been a DIY decor content creator since 2009. What started as a passion for transforming drab spaces into vibrant havens has now turned into something bigger, something life-changing. I'm supporting our entire family with the income from the DIY Mommy blog, YouTube channel, and social media platforms. But it didn't happen overnight. It took countless hours of brainstorming, creating, and sharing content about what I love the most: budget-friendly DIY decor and home improvement projects. Now I'm ready to share all of my secrets, tips, and strategies that helped me turn my passion for DIY decor into a full-time career, supporting my family along the way. Are you ready to transform your hobby into a successful career? Welcome to the Six Figure Creator Podcast. Hello, and welcome back to the Six Figure Creator Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I hope you're all doing well. Before I start today's podcast, I just wanted to let you know that I am planning on taking a summer break with this podcast. We do a lot of family things in the summer, and so I'm busy with just kind of juggling all the things that I want to do with my kids and my husband, as well as all the other things that I need to do in order to pay our bills. So doing, my regular blogging on the DIYmommy.com and my videos. So the podcast is going to take a little break. The last Tuesday in May will be my last podcast episode before the summer. And then I'm going to start up again on Tuesday, September 3rd. So just wanted to let you know that if you have an idea of what you would like to hear me chat about on my last podcast episode before my break, please let me know. Send me a message. You can send me a DM on Instagram on my DIY Mommy account, or you can comment on my blog post, which I will link in today's show notes at thesixfigurecreator.com. So since around 2017, I've been generating a full-time income through my main blog, the DIYmommy.com. So it's a DIY decor craft blog. I founded that in 2009 when my first daughter was 6 months old. And it wasn't until I emerged from that newborn haze, if you are a mom, you know what I'm talking about, with my 3 daughters, then I truly committed myself to maybe making my blog work as a full-time business. So when I really focused on that effort, I was able to monetize that blog through ads, through display ads on my site, and I was able to gradually build a sustainable income stream. And just recently, just last week, I achieved a similar milestone with my second blog, yummywholefoodrecipes.com, which I only just launched January 2023. So it took me about 16 months to monetize that one with an ad network. So in this podcast, I'm so excited to share with you how you could monetize your blog by joining an ad network, exactly how I did it, how I recommend you do it in 2024. And my aim is to motivate you to keep making content on your blog that is valuable, that you're passionate about, so that hopefully you can pave the way to your own journey towards financial independence through blogging. So the first step I would recommend when you are even starting your blog, or maybe if you're considering monetizing your blog with ads and you have one and you kind of want to make it better so that it is monetizable. I don't know if that's a word, but we're going to call it a word today in the future. I would recommend to choose WordPress as your blogging platform, and also to use your own domain name. So rather than having a blog on some other person's site, have your own blog with your own domain name and use WordPress. WordPress remains one of the most popular and user-friendly options available. It offers a ton of customizable themes you can add on to make your site look exactly how you want it, and then a whole bunch of plugins you can add to your site as well. So plugins are things like there's a spam plugin that helps prevent spam comments from coming to your site. There's form plugins. There's search engine optimization plugins. WordPress.org is what you need. So When you purchase your own domain name, you'll then purchase your own web hosting and install WordPress.org onto that. Make your blog that way. I don't have a full step-by-step on how to do that on my own site, but you can easily just Google how to create a WordPress.org website and you will find tons and tons of tutorials on how to do that. Additionally, securing your own domain name is going to lend credibility to your blog and make it easier for you to join those ad networks later on. And try to get a domain name that's memorable, relevant to your niche, and reflects your brand identity. Another suggestion is to check out the trademark search in your country. So in Canada, you can just Google trademark search and find the official trademark site. Just make sure you're not using somebody else's trademark because that can be frustrating to have to change later on. So yeah, you want something, like mine, the DIYmummy.com. .com is definitely the best ending for a domain name because it's the most recognizable. Even if you are a site in Canada, I still would recommend getting a .com. You could also buy a .ca and kind of connect those together. Second tip to getting your site monetized through ad networks is to first make that site, get your own domain name, create a WordPress site. Secondly, optimize your blog for speed and user experience. This is so important with the amount of sites there are online right now. Speed is paramount. Opt for a nice, fast WordPress theme for your site. Optimize your blog for performance. Keep your image sizes small. I see this one all the time. My husband did this when he was creating his blog, and we had to change all of his images. You don't want your images to be much larger than about 1200 pixels wide. And you also want to make sure the file is nice and small so those load nice and snappy for your user. A well-designed and an easy-to-navigate blog enhances that user experience, which is really important, but it also improves your chances of retaining those visitors and attracting those advertisers later on. A seamless browsing experience can make all the difference in enticing advertisers to partner with you. Thirdly, create valuable content. Content is king, and creating valuable, informative, and engaging content is super key to attracting your readers and then later on your ad network. Conduct thorough research on the topics that are relevant to your niche. So whether you are writing about DIY and decor, whether you are doing a food blog, whether you're doing whatever niche that you are writing about on your blog, make sure you provide in-depth insights and solutions to your audience's pain point. Avoid fluff and make sure you prioritize quality posts over quantity posts. Long-form content tends to perform well in search engine rankings, and this can establish you as an authority in your field. Remember, consistency is key, and I did a whole podcast about this a while ago. I'll link to that in the show notes today. Aim to publish content regularly to keep your audience engaged and to make those search engines happy as well. So definitely at least once a week is recommended to post. If you can, do more, but don't, do 5 posts a week for a month and then give up because you're burnt out. Make sure to make a plan that is sustainable. Next, establish yourself as an expert. Building trust and credibility with your audience is so essential for long-term success as a blogger. You want to share your expertise by providing valuable insights, tips, and advice related to the niche of your blog. You want to engage with your audience through comments, social media, newsletters, and really foster that sense of community and connection with your readers. Remind your readers that you are a real person behind the screen, which is especially important in today's world of AI content generation. You want to remind your readers that you're real and you're passionate about your topic, and you're committed to helping them succeed and learn along with you. By consistently delivering value and showcasing your expertise, you're going to position yourself as a go-to resource in your niche. And that's, again, going to make it more appealing for the ad networks to want to place their ads on your blog. Next, optimize your blog for search engines. So to increase your blog's visibility and attract organic traffic, it is so important to optimize your content for those search engines, mostly Google. So you can conduct what's called keyword research using tools like RankIQ, which is my favorite one right now. And this tool is going to help you identify high volume, low competition keywords that are relevant to your niche. And if you integrate these keywords strategically into your blog post, your titles, your headings, your descriptions, you can improve your chances of ranking higher in Google search results. By leveraging the power of SEO, you can attract targeted traffic to your blog and enhance your monetization efforts. So I will leave a link to RankIQ in those show notes below. It's definitely a very easy and user-friendly tool to find those keywords. So an example of a keyword that I might use on my DIY decor blog would be how to paint IKEA furniture. That's a great keyword. Maybe I found that through RankIQ, or perhaps that's just a question that keeps popping up from my readers. Either way, great keyword for my site, makes sense for my DIY decor niche, and I want to write my blog post to really answer all the questions that everybody would have if they were searching for how to paint IKEA furniture. And my goal is to create the most comprehensive, the most interesting and helpful blog post related to that keyword. Next, you want to aim to reach a minimum traffic threshold. So before you apply to join an ad network, you need to reach a certain level of traffic to ensure that your blog meets the network requirements. So the two big blog networks right now are Raptive, which is what my main blog is on, and Mediavine. Those two, Raptive, I believe you have to have 100,000 page views per month. Mediavine, I think it's 50,000 now, or maybe it's still 100,000. So you do have to have quite a few page views in order to get into those ad networks, but they're really good once you get into them. How do you know your page views? You have to set up your blog through Google Analytics. And there is a WordPress plugin for this, or you can just Google Analytics. It'll walk you through how to insert some code snippets onto your blog, and then you can start tracking your visits. Now, Mediavine just came out with a new program called the Grow program, and this is how I was able to monetize my new food blog, Yummy Whole Food Recipes, within 16 months. And they only require you to have about 10 to 15,000 page views per month, and then you can join their network and insert their ad code onto your site and start serving those ads on your site. So this is definitely a program to look into if you're not quite at that 50,000, that 100,000 views per month required to get into the bigger programs. I've only had the Grow program by Mediavine on my site for 1 week as of the publishing of this podcast. Definitely the RPM, which is the rate per 1,000 views, is lower than my other ad network, but I can see it kind of getting higher and higher as the days go on. So I still think my ads are kind of getting sorted out and things are just settling in. So I can tell you in a couple weeks if, what's kind of going on with that, or just send me a message and ask me next week to see how it's going. But so far it's fine. And it's definitely a great option if you don't have that 100,000 views yet. So the final step to getting ads on your blog and making money with those is to implement ad placement. So once you're accepted into an ad network, whether it is the Mediavine Grow program or just the plain Mediavine or Raptive ad networks, and I will link these all in the show notes below. The next step is to implement and place your ad code. So ad networks will provide you with code snippets that you can easily integrate into your website, and these codes will enable the display of ads across your blog, and then you'll earn money every single day based on the number of impressions generated by your audience. And ad networks often offer guidance and support to help you optimize that ad placement for maximum revenue while ensuring a positive user experience. And you usually have the option of displaying more ads, less ads, whether you want to do pop-up videos or not, that's completely up to you. But definitely the more ads you have on the site, the more money you're going to make, right? That just makes sense because there's more ads to be seen. So it's kind of a little bit of a tricky balance. I do have a lot of ads right now on my DIY Mommy website, but I do make a really great income from that site. And I want a good user experience, but I probably get one email every quarter from somebody complaining about the amount of ads. So to me, that's just not enough for me to pull back on the ads. I work many hours on that site weekly to make sure I have some really good and helpful content on there, with all the photography that I do on there. So it's definitely great to be paid through ad placement for all the work I do on there. And I really hope that you can have that happen to you if you have not monetized your blog yet. So like I said, I was able to do it within 16 months for my second blog. So I think with a dedicated effort and by doing all of those steps, you can do the same with your own blog in 2024, if not early 2025, if you start working on it now. So I hope you found this episode helpful. If you have any questions about joining an ad network, let me know by commenting on today's show notes at thesixfigurecreator.com. I also have lots of other resources on how to up your game on your blog, on your YouTube channel, on your social, on my site, thesixfigurecreator.com. So make sure to check that out after you listen to today's podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you again in a couple of weeks.